Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. This is Linda. Pull up a chair and we'll get started with this recipe. I'm going to make another cheesecake. And why am I making another cheesecake? Because it's a different one. It's a different recipe. We got Memorial Day coming up, Father's Day coming up, and anytime you're going to have company or a get together, this is going to be a good cake for you. Now, I've already, let me see, here's my graham crackers. What I did was, I just used my meat tenderizer on the flat side, and I did one package of these, and I crushed them up. They're not real fine, but they're fine enough. I mean, you know, the food police aren't coming after you or anything. And one pack of those, a quarter of a cup of sugar, and I only used like 5 tablespoons of butter melted, and I mixed it all together, put it in my preheated 325 degree oven, and I let it bake in there for 10 minutes. It's on my stove now cooling. So while it cools, we're going to get to the cheesecake. This is 4 8-ounce bricks of, let's get it softened here, cream cheese, full cream cheese. If you're going to make a cheesecake, don't skimp. Now I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. 1 1/4 cups of sugar. There we go. We don't want it too high because we don't want to beat a lot of air into it. So we're just going to let that get mixed. You know, this calls for a 10-inch springform pan. I think I've got a 9 and an 11. I had all different sizes, but they're not all together like they should be. So I'm using the 9-inch. Alright, that is mixing up there. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Woo! Might ought to slow that down a little bit. I hate it when everything you put in there doesn't come out good. Now this right here is 2 tablespoons of flour. And I added about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, just to bring out the flavors. The recipe doesn't call for it. Now you know everything has to be room temperature, right? I'm going to cut this down a little bit. And it calls for 4 eggs, and you know to always use large or extra large eggs when you bake. I'm sorry, 5 eggs. And it says to add them one at a time. Excuse me. Well, I already mixed mine up. Well, I let the mixer do all the work when this can be done ahead of time and help your mixer along. Help them get incorporated faster. Not gonna hurt a thing. Preheat your oven, like I said, to 325 because you're gonna have to bake your crust for 10 minutes at 325. So just leave your oven on. Center of the oven. This will be going in. I'm going to add the flour and salt last. I think I might stop this for a minute and scrape the sides down. Just in case, I know this has a scraper, but this is going way up above it. So let's go ahead and do that. You see, this is another loose batter. And the recipe doesn't call for this. I haven't even gotten it out of the freezer. I've got some lemon zest I put in the freezer. I'm going to add some. So, you know, if you want to, that'll be your choice. Let me get it. I ordered this lemon zest from King Arthur Flour, and it's European. The only difference I can tell is that it's very fine, and it just doesn't flavor the way a regular lemon that you've zested would. So I don't know how much that is, but I'm going to put one more little chunk in there. Alright, I'm going to mix that in with the flour, and I put the lemon zest in the freezer to keep it fresh because it's a 3-ounce bag and it was $10. How stupid am I? I mean, you know, that's a lot of money. Alright, here goes the flour in there. And here we go again. We're going to let this mix up. And hopefully, by now, our crust is cooled off enough. Still pretty darn warm for some reason. Sure does smell good. Alright, I'm going to cut you off, and when my graham cracker crust cools, I'll bring you back and we'll finish this little whippersnapper up. We're back. My crust is cooled, so now I'm going to pour this batter in here. probably about, it ought to fill this pan up, but it shouldn't be any higher than 1/4 of an inch from the top, because I don't know. I think because I'm using a 9-inch instead of a 10, I don't want it to overflow. So before I put this back in the oven that's at 325 degrees, I never turned it off. I'm going to tap it a few times, give it a few raps so that I can get any air that might be hidden down in it out. Let me get rid of this bowl for a second. See the bubbles? Now, if this was a 10-inch pan, it says to bake it 50 to 55 minutes. I'm going to check this after 50 minutes because I don't want to burn it. I may have to bake it an hour, I'm not sure, but I'm going to check it after 50 minutes. The rim of it will probably be solid, but the inside will still jiggle. It's done. It's done. So we'll be back, and I'll tell you how long this took in a 9-inch springform pan. Well, we're back. I baked the cheesecake 55 minutes and there wasn't a crack in it. I went over the directions several times, and it didn't say let it sit in the oven for an hour with the door cracked. It said remove the cheesecake. I trusted the recipe, y'all, but within 5 minutes of just taking it out of the oven and setting it on this counter, it started to crack. So I've got some cracks in the top, but I'm not going to worry about it. This is for my family. If you make this cheesecake, crack your oven, shut your oven off, crack the door, and let the cheesecake sit in there. This will be the last time I actually trust a recipe. But it looks good. Now, there is a topping that goes with this cheesecake, but I chose not to make it. We're going to use fresh fruit instead, and of course I've got Sam here to test this little thing. And we'll see how he likes it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a little old crack. I like as long as it tastes good. Here we are at 10:35 at night eating cheesecake. That's good. Oh.
I want to make sure I get through the...
Well, I know it's gonna be good because I know you make good cheesecake.
Well, I chilled this after I let it cool totally on the counter. Now, if you were going to put the topping on, you would have done it almost immediately after taking it out of the oven, because then you'd have to put it back in the oven. So anyway, he said he only wanted a little piece.
Well, you know I'm a diabetic.
Oh, I know. Let's get a close-up. Look at the density on that piece of cheesecake. It's perfect. I mean, it cooked perfectly. I'm going to put some fresh strawberries on it. If I was serving this to company, you could put the fresh strawberries or the fresh fruit or whatever on the top of it if you wanted to hide the cracks. But I just don't see any reason to do that.
Is that all you're going to put on it?
It is all I'm going to put on it. It sure is.
Delicious. What else can you say? It's rich, creamy. Just delicious. That's about all I can say about it. It's delicious.
Can you taste the lemon in it, Sam?
Yeah, I taste lemon zest. Yeah. But it's very subtle. It's just the way it's supposed to be. It's delicious. Better than you buy in any store or bakery or anything. Very good.
All right.
I like the crust too. What is that, graham cracker? That goes real well with it. This is, real light, flavorful cheesecake. If you like cheesecake, you'll love this.
Okay. Here's the strawberry topping that I just got some strawberries, mashed them up, put some sugar on them, and let the juice come out. And that's what I did for the topping. However, when I list the recipe, the topping, the actual topping that's used on this will be listed. So you can take your choice as to whether you want to use the actual topping or fresh fruit of some kind.
Strawberries are very good with it.
Good. Well, thank you for coming in and spending a little part of your day with me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. It only takes a second, not long at all. And until next time, you all take care and God bless.